narratives critical of his government. Yes.
We also have with us Major General Sudhakar G on the telecast with us. Major General Sudhakar G, in terms of the regime change, do you think was Soros attempting a regime change in India next?
Absolutely. Am I audible, first of all, Ria?
Yeah,
Because,
the connection is much clearer. Yeah,
okay, so I'll request you to give me time if possible so that I can explain things.
yeah,
You see,
okay.
it is no no gainsaying the fact that Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Obama, and likewise, there are a host of other people, George Soros, these are all united and galvanized into, along with the deep state. The Democrats, they have they are driven by the deep state, and deep state has extensively applied itself and tried its best to prevent Narendra Modi and his dispensation from coming back to power in the previous general election of India. So having failed, that's how we see. Otherwise, the figures would have been very high. So there has been some nefarious interference in the elections in India. Goes without saying. I have come in many channels. Particularly, there was an exclusive discussion on the subject: foreign interference in elections of the countries. Didi had conducted this. I have given out a lot of examples in that. So now coming straight to your question, Ria, I am of the firm opinion that no matter what we say or what we do, the whole activity over at Bangladesh, unfortunately, is on a platform of convergence by multiple stakeholders. It is being driven by ISI, as per my understanding. China is following a footstep or their traditional historical philosophy of 36 strategism. When they want to strike the enemy, they don't want to strike it confront it directly. They will apply that card system of from first card to 35th card, 35th goes on to 36, and the 36th person is going to hit the target. So they have United Front Works Department, which has been reactivated from 5th of August 2019, consequent to abrogation of Article 370 and 35 Alpha. Similarly, you have USA. I won't say the CIA is involved. The deep state is deeply involved in carrying out whatever it is happening. ISI's role is to galvanize all resources, including Jamaati, ISIS, everyone together. They have now Rohingyas there. They have the Hizbut Tahrir. They have all kinds of Jamaati related kinds of groups which have come in. The biggest threat in Bangladesh today is that the Islamic Revolution Army is likely, they are trying their best to take over the Bangladesh armed forces, the army, navy, air force. If that happens, then the whole state is going to become a pariah state or it will collapse. So therefore, what I would say in response to your question, regime change, ultimately their aim is to change the regime in India. There should be no doubt, even if it doesn't manifest in the manner in which you and me are talking or understanding, India should be very, very, very off. There is a campaign which is going on. It is called as misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. This comes in a different kind of a gamut of activities which you and me are not trained. This is called part of the 6G warfare which is going on in India. Media is being penetrated, and the social media platforms are being used so extensively to build a narrative against the ruling dispensation of India. It has been going on for quite some time. I have heard quite a few new channels trying to highlight the aspects how very deliberate attempts are being made to carry out change in the perception of the mind. The thing that is called information science, it is called as hacking the mind of the people. How do you hack the mind of the citizens of India? You hack the mind by sowing a small seed of doubt about the leadership. So the doubt which is being planted by the opposition parties or multiple kinds of, ecosystem that we have is very, very dangerous. So therefore, there is a requirement to kindly identify these kind of threats, legislate a law, and create a structure, formal structure, in order to prevent kind of penetration of these kind of new threats into a system and prevent a kind of a regime change, which may look like it is impossible, but it is very much possible in today's time, in 21st century. It is happening. So, last point I have, Ria, if you allow me, that the Islamic radicals are expanding, and there is a growing willingness of the world order to legitimize the governance. For example, is Taliban. At one point in time, nobody was talking to Taliban, nobody was accepting, not that anyone has accepted the regime, but slowly, we as Indians, we have started talking because our basic approach is people friendly investment of money, and we have our interest in Afghanistan. So therefore, we are going in. Good, bad, ugly, Taliban or no Taliban, whoever is there, it is in the larger interest of national interest of India. So we are going ahead. So similarly, not to take the exclusive example of India, you talk about the UK, talk about the USA, talk about the NATO forces who are operating there. They have gradually started accepting it, so much so that it is under the process of being legitimized as being accepted as a kind of a rules-based international order. So this should be actually seen with a lot of concern. Now come to Syria. The same Jolani, who was a member of ISIS, on whom there was a $10 million or some amount as a bounty by the USA. The same USA has lifted that bounty or that sanction. Now he's being accepted as an accepted norm. So now it is Bangladesh which is in the backyard of India. We have to take very proactive steps in consultation or conjunction with the USA. Only then such kind of radicalism can be prevented. Otherwise, let me forward through your channel that the neighboring states of India, which are hugging the boundaries of Bangladesh, particularly, let me tell you, Tripura, you have Mizoram, you have Assam, you have West Bengal. These four states, you be assured that unless some proactive actions are taken, you will have the ULFAs getting activated in Assam. You will have
all right, Major General Sudhakar Ji, we have more breaking news coming in.